What's going on, everybody? Happy 4th of July to everyone. I'm Jim. With me is Doug. It's the NS9 postgame show powered by Primanti Brothers. Doug, how's your Independence Day going?
Well, Jim, to be honest with you, I'm a little bloated. I ate 60 hot dogs in 10 minutes, but Joey Chestnut got me by half a dog. So a little disappointed, fell a little short. And then I was expecting to do this show with Nathan, which you guys announced on Thursday night. And so I firmly want to put the Rosati curse. Is why this show was supposed to be Nathan and I. I was supposed to, host for the first time, be the grown up in the room. And now Jim left. I didn't mean to scare him off that badly.
Yeah, I don't know what happened
there. But yeah. So yeah, the Pirates winning streak comes to an end.
Yeah. Rosati curse, I guess, in full effect there. I had plans for today and they backfired. I was supposed to be on a boat, and turns out my friend who owns the boat, his cousin ended up there we go. Here's my face. Their cousin had a baby, so the whole boat plans got
backfiring. So
the whole boat plans got scrapped. They had to be selfish, right? Selfish and
the nerve of this little child.
Yeah,
already a diva. Right, already a diva.
Cancels the boat day, and so now I'm here. Pirates lose 6-0. 6-game winning streak is over. Rough day. I think this is gonna be a quick post game show. It's a holiday. Let's just kind of run through this one. Before we do, though, Bet Online. It continues to be your number one source for all your sports betting action, and with baseball in full swing and football season around the corner, Bet Online has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting. From MLB, UFC to tennis and NFL futures, Bet Online remains your choice for sports wagering info. In between games, head over to the Bet Online casino with all the top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. Head to the website today and take advantage of their industry-leading VIP program with level-up bonuses and weekly cash boosts. Bet Online, the game starts here. All right, Doug. The Pirates started off with the chance to take the lead here.
They sure did. Fourth inning. Yeah.
Well, I mean, even the first inning. Started off. Brian Wu looked good. He's a very good pitcher for Seattle. He strikes out Horwitz, strikes out McCutchen, but then Brian Reynolds walks. Nick Gonzalez with a 2-out double.
That's right, the double.
So you've got runners on second and third. O'Neal Cruz lifts one down the left field line, and Randy Arozarena makes a hell of a play on it. That was a ball that I think most left fielders let drop, and most left fielders relinquish a 2-0 lead there in the first. But Arozarena goes all out, makes a hell of a play on it, and that ended the Pirates' really one of their best chances to score today. They did have chances kind of throughout this game, and they just were never able to make anything happen. They stranded 8 base runners. They went 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. Joey Bart in particular, 0 for 3 with runners in scoring position today. It was a stinker. The offense just couldn't execute whenever they needed to.
Right. Yeah, all the things they've been doing well, they weren't able to do. And Seattle did all those things. Seattle looked like the team that won the 6 in a row that the Pirates. They got good pitching, good starting pitching, good relief pitching. And, they got a lot of home runs, and it's not necessarily how the Pirates did, but they scored the runs. And, it made it all stand up. The Pirates were, just sort of a feeble effort. But like you said, they had their chances. The fourth inning, they had bases loaded with 1 out. And Frazier strikes out, and Joey Bart, who I think it's time that we can call him a disappointment, right, from what we had last year.
I think it's well past time to call Joey Bart a disappointment. Right. I think even just from I mean, you look at the overall numbers, and what he's doing is perfectly fine for a catcher. Like
Right.
you look at what he's doing. He's like a 90 weighted runs created plus last time I checked, which is for a catcher, it's fine. You take that.
Right.
He's not great defensively. He did get a nice caught stealing today. But like the overall, not a great defensive catcher. And what you were really counting on from Joey Bart this year was the power. I mean,
Power.
this offense, we were wondering where the homers were going to come from. And Joey Bart showed us last year that he can hit the occasional homer here and there. And this year, it's just been completely gone from his game. I mean, he has one homer. It's July 4th. He has one homer. His counterpart on Seattle hit number 34 and 35 today, which we'll get to that. Cal Raleigh,
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I can hardly wait to discuss that. Yeah.
What a season he's having. My God.
In that ballpark. Oof.
In that ballpark, 35 homers, most home runs hit by a Seattle Mariner before the All-Star break. The Mariners have had some pretty good power hitters.
Yeah, it's a little franchise that had Ken Griffey Jr. and Jay Buhner and some others, right?
Yeah. Alex Rodriguez, like there's some good ones there. But Cal Raleigh just having what is probably the best offensive season by a catcher in baseball history, I think I don't really think you can argue that at this point.
Yeah, not at this point. No.
And he it just kind of shows you the contrast between these two teams, right? The Pirates were having to piece together hits and they weren't able to execute when they needed to. They were 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position. The Mariners, meanwhile, score 6 runs today. The Mariners didn't have a single runner in scoring position today. They left one batter on base. It was in the 8th inning, and they did not have a single at bat with a runner in scoring position today, all game long. The only Seattle Mariners who touched second base today were the ones rounding the bases on home runs.
Yeah, and like I said, what they get 4 of them, was it? Yeah,
4 home runs.
4 home runs, right? Yeah. 4 home runs can cover up for not getting guys to second and third base, right? It makes up for a lot of shortcomings there. If you can, Tyler says it all the time. We all say it. If you can hit the ball over the fence, you like your chances. And the Pirates didn't have it today.
Yeah, you're not going to lose too many games when you hit 4 home runs.
Right. Yeah.
Bailey Falter starts for the Pirates today. I actually thought he looked okay. I mean, I don't think he necessarily did anything egregious. 5 2/3, gives up 3 hits, 3 homers. Again, all 3 hits were homers. 2 of those were to Cal Raleigh. He didn't walk anybody. One of the runs he gave up was unearned. He strikes out 4. It was sort of just one of those starts where, like, if you get something like this from your back end guy, like, you live with it. It's just, I mean, you give up 4 runs, 3 earned, and you go into the 6th. You take it from your back end guy. The Pirates just weren't able to do anything offensively, so it didn't matter really what Bailey Falter did today. But he, I thought he looked fine. He got 10 swings and misses too. The fastball in particular was getting by people. He had 8 swings and misses on his fastball and his curveball outside the home run to Arozarena, which I have no idea how Arozarena hit that ball out. 3 people swung at his curveball, 2 swung and missed, and Arozarena hit one that was 3 inches off the plate and just poked it opposite field over the right field wall. It was a pretty impressive piece of hitting.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. Falter looked fine. I mean, it was an error and then a Cal Raleigh home run. Giving up a Cal Raleigh home run is not the biggest crime this year, right? You're in good company. A lot of people have done that. So yeah, he again, for a guy who was a 4th or 5th starter, for a guy who what we thought he was when we got him here. I mean, you should be able to get that from your 4th starter every time through the rotation, and you should be able to score him enough runs that he's going to be decent. Because again, he's got a 3.69 ERA. He's not the Pirates' problem.
Absolutely not. And like I said, he wasn't the problem today. They did end up giving up the 6 runs. So, like, you're not going to win very much when you give up 6 runs, but you're also never going to win if you score 0, which is
That's right.
Which is what the Pirates did. Braxton
I have to
Ashcraft
say,
came in
I was gonna
relief.
say
Yeah,
my
go ahead.
mindset has changed a little. That we were down 2-0, and I still thought we had a chance to win this game. Which normally, 10 days ago when we were down 2-0, I'm like, it's over. So I still had hope today, but they were
Well,
dashed.
I guess you probably had hope because like Wu looked good. The 8 strikeouts, like he looked good. But when the Pirates were putting the bat on the ball, like I mean, they got some hits off him. Nick Gonzalez in particular went 3 for 4 today. He went 3 for 3, I think, off of Wu.
Off of
He
Woo,
was the
yeah,
only player to even hit the ball off of him. The Pirates also got a couple walks off of him. O'Neal Cruz had a really good plate appearance that ended up being a walk. So like they were able to there, especially it was like the third and the fourth innings there. They made him throw a lot of pitches. They were taking good at bats, but it never culminated to anything.
right,
And again, like Adam Frazier had a, an awful at bat in that
yeah,
fourth inning with the
that was
bases
terrible.
loaded, 1 out. You've got to do something there. You've got to put the ball in play. And he struck out and looked silly doing it. And then Bart came up, and again, it was not a great day at the
Yeah,
plate for
Bart
sure.
had a good at bat there. Bart's at bat was good, but it just ended in nothing. But yeah, Frazier. I mean, kind of why you sign him is for because he has good at bats. He does, smart, heady ball player. And that was a terrible at bat with bases loaded and only 1 out.
Mhm.
There's just no way he shouldn't have made something happen there. If it's just a sac fly or something, right?
Yeah, I mean, the offense looked like they had for the better part of the year today, is
Yeah.
really what it was. Like, it was a bunch of singles. Nick Gonzalez had 1 double, but it was a bunch of singles and a bunch of guys not being able to come through with runners in scoring position.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and like I said, they had their chances today. Like the score is 6-0, but like the Pirates had plenty of chances to make this one a game, and they just weren't able to come through.
And top three were 0 for 11 with a walk and 6 strikeouts. You know, hard because typically our top three are our best hitters. It wasn't necessarily the case today with Nicky batting fourth, but yeah, when you don't get the production from those guys, um, the little stuff you're getting here from Hayes and what have you, it just isn't. It's just not going to matter, right? So
Right, right, exactly. Do you want to talk about Cal Raleigh a little bit? I mean, it's
I
the American
do.
League, so like we don't really get to do this much, but like it is incredibly impressive. And I haven't been able to watch him a lot either. Like being a West Coast guy, like he plays games late. I don't spend a lot of time watching the Seattle Mariners. This may have been the first Mariners game I watched this year, just kind of start to finish.
And
And
me,
like that first home run off of Bailey Falter was crushed.
the sound off that bat.
Crushed.
Holy cow! That's one of
He
those.
has
If you're looking down at your phone and you hear that crack, like you're like, oh my god, what just happened? So
he's got a 6 Doug, he's got a 648 slugging percentage. Again, like the 35 homers at this point in the year by a catcher. And like I saw someone in the comments ask, is he primarily a catcher or does he DH a lot? Like he's a catcher. He
he's
DHs on his
just
off days,
right.
but
He's
like
not just a catcher. He won the Platinum Glove last year as the best
yeah.
defensive player in baseball. Right? He's not just gee, we don't have anywhere to put him. No, he is a dominant catcher from the defensive standpoint. He's crushing it at the least hitter friendly ballpark in baseball. So, compare his, to where Judge is playing. And I love Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge is great. He's Hall of Fame bound, but he probably wouldn't have 30 home runs if he was playing half his games at Seattle Stadium. So it's what Cal Raleigh is doing. I don't think we've seen in my lifetime from a kid. Johnny Bench had some really good seasons, but he was a 240 type hitter. It was
Mhm.
power. I mean, he won some MVPs, home runs. That other thing. I mean, you have to go back to and look at somebody like. I mean, maybe Piazza had something similar, but I'm thinking it's more like Yogi Berra type. I mean, this is we're seeing something that just doesn't happen, and especially in our era of baseball, where catchers are like we were saying, Joey Bart's numbers are fine as a catcher. When
Yeah,
you stack it
right.
next to when you stack it next to,
Mhm.
I'm hoping that Henry can hit 220 and hit 12 to 15 home runs a year, and I'll take that, right? And it's okay because
Yep.
that's fine for a catcher. And this guy's got 35 on July 4th, or is it 36 now? That what he's got
35.
35
35
on
home runs.
July 4th with an
Yeah.
OPS of 1.027 while giving Gold Glove caliber defense. You know? I
It's
mean,
wild.
yeah, unbelievable.
It really is incredible. I mean, it's not out of the realm of like he's going to hit 50 homers. I mean, that's going to happen. He could hit 60,
Yeah,
and
as a
like
catcher.
60 home runs as a catcher, it's mind boggling.
Right. I mean,
Absolutely
catchers
mind
wear
boggling.
down, right? The longer the season goes, squatting, an hour and a half every night, all that sort of stuff, the heat.
Yeah.
And this guy just seems immune. I mean, he's MVP in my book right now. I think most people still think Judge would get it, but if I'm voting, Cal Raleigh's got my vote.
I'm with you. Like, it's a conversation to be had. Like, Aaron Judge is having an insane season, absolutely insane season. But like, what Raleigh's doing as a catcher is it's different. Like,
Right.
it's almost like how Otani, like it's a whole other thing. Like, catching
Right.
is a
Right.
whole other
Yeah.
thing
It's like he's
where it's
almost
like,
pitching.
yeah, it's like you're a catcher and a hitter. It's not necessarily as as pronounced as the Otani stuff, but
Right.
it's about as it's the next closest thing.
You're absolutely, that's a great point because yeah, you don't separate those things necessarily. I mean, Otani pitching 5 innings and getting 7 strikeouts and hitting a home run is just, we've never seen that. Babe Ruth
Right.
didn't do that. Babe Ruth pitched for a while and then gave up pitching and hit for a while, that sort of thing. But the defensive excellence that Cal Riley has, again, the platinum, glove winner, and, best defensive player in baseball, and to hit like that, he's hitting 271. It's not 220. I mean, it's
Mm-mm.
like you said, the slugging is what, six. I mean, it's unheard of. And again, yeah, you could take probably any three starting catchers in Major League Baseball, or for the most part, most of them, and their numbers don't add up to what he's doing.
Yeah.
And then again, throwing the defense, throwing the ballpark, and yeah, it's impressive. I'm, I hated seeing us lose, but I'll be watching. Looking forward to watching Cal Raleigh again tomorrow night as well.
I'll say this, like, his at bats were like, they felt different. Like, it was like,
Yeah.
okay, Cal Raleigh's up. I need to pay attention here. Something could
Right.
happen. Like,
Yeah.
and you don't get that thought all the time. Like,
No. No.
Cal Raleigh's in that territory this year. And like, he's always been a good hitter. I mean, the last 4 years, 27 homers, 30 homers, 34 homers, and then now he's at 35. So like, he's always been a bopper, but like, he's never done anything like this. And it's
And
impressive to, yeah, it's
hardly
impressive to
anyone
see.
has. Right. Right.
Yeah.
So.
It's impressive. Ashcraft came in to, I guess another positive today is like, you only used 2 pitchers. So you had the off day yesterday. Ashcraft finishes this game off with 2 1/3 inning, 2 1/3. He gives up 4 hits, homer, 2 runs. The homer was to Dylan Moore, which that ball just jumped off his bat. I didn't think he didn't look great. Probably the worst we've seen Ashcraft, honestly. Yeah. I don't think there's any need for or cause for concern here because he's looked so good. But yeah, he was getting touched up a little bit.
Yeah, he didn't look. He certainly didn't look his sharpest. I'm wondering if there's no pattern to his usage. And I wonder if that's having any effect. And I mean, but that's the role he's got right now. He's got to make do with it. He's still obviously been very impressive so far in this year. Just he had a bad one. It happens.
Yeah, his ERA is still just 2.29 on the year. So again, save the bullpen. The bullpen should be very, very well rested now for the rest of the series.
Right.
Tomorrow is Mike Burrows against familiar opponent in Luis Castillo. who we've seen tons of times, when he was with Cincinnati. And then Sunday, I think Skeens is supposed to start Sunday against George Kirby, depending on where you're looking, because ESPN's saying Heaney and Kirby on Sunday, so I'm not entirely sure what they're
Heaney doesn't sound like that'd be right at all. Right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, 4th of July, kind of a stinker of a game. I don't have too much more to add here, Doug. Do you?
No, sir. That's really, sadly, that's about all there is.
The fun that we had last week, the 6-game winning streak, unfortunately, it has come to an end.
And that's an important thing, though, too, because a 6-game winning streak was great. It was fun. It was wonderful. If they go 2-7 on this road trip, you mitigate the whole thing, right? You got to win tomorrow, and this one doesn't really matter that much. Win this series, and that's good. But don't come out flat tomorrow. Let's be ready to roll.
Yeah, this team too. I mean, you just came off those 6 games at home. The Pirates this year 26-21 at home. After today, 12-30 on the road. 5 games over 500 at home. 18 games under 500 on the road. So hopefully they've got 9 games on the road. This is a 9-game road trip, all against American League teams. Yeah, you don't want to just give up everything that you just did.
Right.
So. All right, Doug. Well, Pirates lose 6-0. 6-game winning streak is over. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow is a late game, 10 p.m. So we'll be up, 1 a.m. in the morning.
1 a.m.
Doing a post-game show for you guys. Hopefully, celebrating a Pirates win so we can start another winning streak.
Yeah, that'll do it. You're all starting out, I'm assuming, with 10 fingers, and let's end the night that way. It's a lot of fireworks, have a lot of fun, but be smart, be safe.
Yep. Happy 4th of July to everybody.
Have a great Independence Day.
Yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow. All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.